What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and Kevin Smith just keeps attacking his critics, fans of the original He-Man. He just won't shut up about it, and there's nonstop articles. Today we're going to look at one in IndieWire, and then there's one on Cinema Blend, and talking about just this very thing. He just keeps going after it. Plus, it looks like Netflix reveals Masters of the Universe creative team designed Teela with a, quote, more realistic and muscular perspective inspired by Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman and the Legend of Korra. Netflix has revealed that Teela was given her generic strong female design in Masters of the Universe Revelation in order to portray her with a more realistic, muscular perspective than any of her previous incarnations. As a streaming giant, felt it was important that realism included in the character design. Not for He-Man, though. On the July 28th, Netflix Geeked, a Twitter account whose content focuses on the platform's various nerd media, revealed to its followers that Masters of the Universe Revelation creative team was inspired by Wonder Woman and the Legend of Korra, designing the woman in Masters of the Universe Revelations with a more realistic, muscular perspective than past iterations. You see some of the replies. It says, here. In response, Netflix Geek tweeted another user sarcastically, "Thank God." In a show that allows characters to get a nice tan and become a total beefcake from holding up a piece of metal and saying a quick one-liner, "I have the power," it's really important that realism is included in the character design they added, sarcastically. However, the brand account soon fired back, declaring, when women are often drawn unrealistically in so many forms of media, yeah, it's really important that realism is included in the character design. Of course, Netflix Geeked accounts attempt to portray their less than well-received Teela design as some sort of moral good was soon met with a wave of criticism. Realistic, Teela injected the world's supply of steroids in this show. There's no resemblance to Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. There is nothing unrealistic about her original design. You can see, in fact, the OG version is more normal and realistic and achievable body shape than this new one. I suspect, quote, realistic is woke for less likely to be found hot by men. Gadot and Korra don't even have bodies like this one in Teela's show. Can they stop lying? I like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, but she's hardly muscular. It's my main criticism of her role. Well, and some of the poor line delivery at times. You can see here, so glad to see the men of Masters of the Universe have been designed with more realistic, muscular perspective than the rest of their iterations as well. The unfair standard of masculinity in this cartoon was very harmful to the self-esteem of young boys. And of course, Kevin Smith continues his non-stop assault on the fandom. Kevin Smith tells off toxic He-Man fans, think Netflix series is too woke? Deal with it. Kevin Smith's animated Netflix series, Masters of the Universe Revelation, is garbage. Oh, excuse me. That's not what it said. So a lot of the toxic backlash stems from Smith's decision to seemingly end the main character, He-Man, and Skeletor in the pilot episode, to twist allows supporting characters like the female warrior Teela to assume lead roles as they search for magic that can bring He-Man back. No, again, you're ignoring the truth. The backlash was because he lied. He didn't have to lie. Kevin Smith didn't have to lie to the fans and say that, that it's absurd. It's totally absurd that people would think Teela is going to be the main person in the show. It's crazy. You would have to be an idiot. This was his response. He didn't have to say that. He goes on to say, quote, I know there are some people like, hey man, this show's woke. Smith told Variety about the backlash. I'm like, all right, great. Then so was the original cartoon. We're effing sequelizing. Go watch it again. There are girls in every episode. Deal with it. Again, gaslighting. Kevin Smith thinks he's so much smarter than you. This has been evident in every film he's ever made, and in his reactions to criticism. This is a guy that made like an entire movie about criticizing a Batman film. It's ridiculous to me. Nobody is complaining that women are in the show. Show me anyone complaining that. This is gaslighting. It's been interesting to see who truly is a hardcore fan. Oh, now we're gatekeeping? Okay. Because anybody that's like, oh man, that's not enough He-Man, or someone like that doesn't understand that the show we base it on. There were episodes where he lost the sword and he never became He-Man. It wasn't like He-Man was always saving the day. His friends helped him. That was the effing point of the show. Yeah, but he was at least in the freaking episodes. You got the guy as an afterthought in 85% of your 6 episodes. And when he's there, he's either acting like a buffoon or getting killed. Smith told Variety he took up on Masters of the Universe in part because he wanted to be true to the franchise. Franchise he said he's got no love for. And not just reinvent it for modern age. The showrunner said of its approach to the series, all we have to do is not disavow anything. Nobody's saying, hey man, everything you knew about He-Man was wrong. It's like, no, everything you knew was absolutely right. And now this is what happened, and when they finally had an epic battle, and what happened after that. He-Man still appears in Revelation via flashbacks, and later rejoins the show in a more present capacity. For He-Man voice actor Chris Wood, the decision to shake up the character roster in the series was refreshing and brought instant real-world stakes to the animated series. It was jarring, but in a really amazing way. It's funny to hear these people talk about it's like, they leave something in the toilet and they turn around and they look at it and they think the same thing. Wow, what an amazing dump I took. It's really jarring. It's really interesting in the smell is just, it's so refreshing. You don't smell smells like this in normal Hollywood. I'm not even going to flush it. I'm just going to keep it there so you can come back later and appreciate it. Here's another article, Cinema Blend. Kevin Smith unloads F-bombs on He-Man fans angry with Netflix Masters of the Universe series. Again, he goes, I'm like, all right, man, let's go with the effing sequel. Go watch it again. There are girls in every episode. Deal with it. It's been interesting seeing who truly is a hardcore fan, because anyone that's like, oh man, there's not enough He-Man or something like that doesn't enter the show. Yeah, I go see people online. Hey man, they're getting rid of He-Man. Like, you really effing think Mattel Television, who hired me and paid me money, wants to do an effing Masters of the Universe show without He-Man? Grow the F up, man. Like, that blew my mind. A bunch of people being like, oh, I smell it. This is a bait and switch. But they did bait and switch. Kevin Smith did bait and switch. Why is he trying to act like he hasn't done that? I actually wonder. Let's see. I'm sure Netflix is protecting it by now. 36%. And this is something I've always talked about in terms of these, this is dismissive review brigade. Okay. Based on how many reviews? Like, I forgot how to get it to come up. But it was like, here, 3,500. That's it. This isn't a review brigade. Look, when people took to arms to leave reviews for The Last of Us 2, it was like 50,000 or 100,000. This is 3,000. If Masters of the Universe is such a huge hit, where are all the positive reviews? I mean, where are all the reviews in general? 3,000. This is like Batwoman Season 1 numbers. I don't understand why Kevin Smith continues to antagonize the fandom. You just can't lose money betting against Hollywood. These people wouldn't know which way was up if it were outside and it was raining. Jesus, they're just digging the hole deeper. It didn't take long for them to pull the misogyny card, and they left themselves wide open for even more criticism. If it makes sense for Teela to look like a bodybuilder, then why does Evil Lynn have the same body, and why doesn't Andrea? I mean, this is like part and parcel for people that never cared about the show, just see it as something to milk for profit. And quite frankly, I got to be honest with you, it just feels like, to me as a fan, that a lot of the people that work on these shows take a lot of joy in ruining things men loved. I just got to be specific. That isn't to say there weren't female fans, but I don't think that they're motivated to destroy things that females loved. I genuinely believe that these people are motivated self-righteously to destroy and tear down beautiful women, to tear down things that men loved because they are ugly on the inside and probably the out. The only one that really matters, though, is that they're ugly on the inside, and they see themselves as that. Every time they look in the mirror, they might be beautiful people. You know, there's a lot of people in this kind of SJW comics world and Netflix world that are good-looking people. But when they look in the mirror, they're rotten to the core, and they see this ugly, like, boil-filled pile of pus, and they want to take that out on the world. They want everyone else to feel as bad as they do. They want their own self-hatred to be projected on others. And this is why we get shows like Masters of the Universe. Kevin Smith, I think he's just like a sad bootlicker. I don't think he's like one of these people that actively seeks out. I think Kevin Smith will go whatever the way the wind blows to get paid. That's all Kevin Smith really cares about, is getting that next job. I don't think he cares about Masters of the Universe. I don't think he cares about SJW BS. I think that he is a slimeball with no spine, that all he cares about is being in the in crowd, and he will never be on the in crowd. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.